How sweet.
What I mean is you're a mage, an apostate. But I don't mean to offend you. You're not. I mean, you are also a beautiful woman.
How direct. Let us hope your other efforts are more drawn out.
Oh! Oh, no. Please excuse me. I didn't mean... Oh, Mega.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Alright, anyway. Just a whole bunch of talents that you don't really need. Oh, you have the Just Card abilities, right. This will give you perfect striking, because what else are you going to do? Ah. I'll love you out far we can get that. And there's you. Woo! Sorry about that. Let's see. Bloodthirst. Alright. Alright. Well, whatever. We're just gonna stick with this for now, because it doesn't really matter. Doesn't. Every death blow, surface grants, and sure. Okay. All right, Farron.
I've told you what I know. Oh.
Yeah. Might as well just buy that. I mean, buy that back anyway. Night Commander Plate. Oh, wait.
I've told you what I know.
Oh. Could have sworn that spare one. Anyway, let's go inside.
King Lo...
Finally.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
I have urgent need to talk to your king.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
A blight is coming, then we must unite for Ferelden.
Wait, who are you to speak for Ferelden? You're no messenger to Loghain, that's for certain.
Thank the ancestors.
I am the Grey Wardens need the traditional dwarven allies.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the royal seal. That means only the assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
The fact you're actually calling Loghain the king... You know what? Raise your blade, buddy.
I will at that. I'm a messenger of King Loghain.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
Alright, let's end this.
We must not exhaust our supplies.
Yeah, Witherfang mode. Couldn't do anything about me, could you? Did you just level up, Shale? Oh, no, sorry, no. I mean, silly. Alright.
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
I might as well get rid of him. Seek out Stuart Mandel.
Imagine if all of those were golems.
We prefer that outsiders not witness our fighting, but your presence will be tolerated.
Wow. I've heard so many stories about this place, but it is indeed better. The carvings, the columns, the craftsmanship. I'm very impressed.
You haven't even seen inside the city. Yeah, pretty beautiful, I think.
Indeed. However, I doubt any human could live under the ground without feeling trapped.
Shit. Alright.
I've watched a lot of humans in my time. It should be aware that I've decided that it is not much like any of them.
That's super. Thanks, Shale.
Surely it must come from some superior lineage, yes? Some breed of flesh creature that has decided to elevate its genetic stock above its natural shortcomings?
Well, I am a mage.
Oh, then that must be it.
I
knew
like
there
you,
had
Mike
to be
Tyson,
some
even
reason,
though you're weird.
it being a human and all. I would appreciate if it didn't spread around that I said anything. Humans might start to get the wrong idea. They might start thinking their race is not completely hopeless.
We wouldn't want that.
Indeed. Can it imagine the horror?
Frickin'.
Now, let us crush something into a fine paste before it starts to think I've gone all soft. Perish the thought.
Yeah. Alright.
Spare a few bits for an old man. Bread? Please, sir. Just a bit.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her.
Don't say that. Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more. May the ancestors protect Branka, wherever she is.
I trust Vala, Warden.
Basically, all these are paragons.
As you say.
I think that one was a Dukin. There's Orton. Paragons are basically, you know, celebrities, except they only really get celebrities. And they have a celebrity
Which desires something from it.
From what? Ah, you mean from him. And if I do, what of it?
It is aware of the Swamp Witch's true nature.
Let me guess. You know my true nature?
I have spent a great deal of time observing the world. I know what I see when I see it.
You spent 30 years watching whatever a small village was willing to parade in front of your eyes. Do not cast yourself as the worldly sage. At best, you are a barely working statue with a poor memory and a poor attitude. Do not seek to begin judging me.
Perhaps it has a point.
Yes, I should think so.
Shayla Morgan being catty is hilarious. Alright.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the diamond quarter. I will not have Bhelen incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Wow. He's just got away with blatant murder in broad daylight. This place is insane.
I won't have fighting in the commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that sodding fool, I'll have him in the Legion. Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
Can I say function like this?
See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Bhelen and Harrowmont in there. Sort this all out in a hurry.
So, what is the proving?
Personal battles for honor and ancestor. I don't expect a surfacer to understand. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Sounds like Bhelen and Harrowmont are the ones you need to talk to.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Bhelen speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
Mentioned Paragons?
Surfacers appoint no Paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us,
The way these
declared
different
living
species
ancestors.
can basically
If
just...
you must be our warden, at least know us. Go
Alright.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Bhelen, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No Paragons here.
Alright, I'll get going.
Yes, you should.
Well, okay. Vartag Gavorn Dulin Ferender. That's who we need to talk to.
Did you see that? I cannot believe what this city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive.
This Bhelen is at King Endrin's privilegers' throats.
The city is torn apart. King Endrin is dead and the Assembly can't decide who takes the throne. Lord Harrowmont or that monster Bhelen.
We don't want this horde Bhelen. Why is there hate for Bhelen?
Everybody knows he killed his brother Trian and let his father's favorite son take the blame. And many question whether Endrin died abed, as we were told, or whether Bhelen helped him along.
Did you know King Endrin? So how did he go?
He died in bed after his eldest son was murdered, and the Assembly condemned his second son for it. I cannot blame him for preferring to join the ancestors in eternal peace, if Bhelen didn't murder him himself.
So, how did you know King Endrin?
Only as a potential match for one of his sons. He was a good king, stern and fair and just.
So is this Harrowmont qualified to rule?
He is a good man and a skilled general. King Endrin trusted him with his life, and I will do no less.
So who are you then?
You come at a sad time, stranger.
Oh, never mind.
I'm going home to wait it out. I suggest you do the same.
Where did they put all the rock, I wonder?
Alright then. Alright.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Give me a second. Actually, let me save here, because why not? Alright.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Well, look at my shop. Are you alright?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad vein. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging. Then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work I've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
Aren't dwarves immune to lyrium effects?
Of course we are. Weak surfacers like you touch the raw ore, and you'll bleed from your eyeballs in hours. Weird seeing how big you are. Even surface dwarves lose it. Us down here, though, we should be able to handle it just fine. Only not too much, and not every day, and not breathing the dust, and not directing the blood. Ancestors' own bad luck.
So working with Lyrium made you cagey.
Not crazy, just a little forgetful. Don't worry, I'm fine when I work. Just look at my wares. I have the best blades here. Enchanted to hold fire, ice, anything you want to put in it.
Alright, let's see your wares.
Right, best in the trade, you know. I worked the ore myself.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, we're gonna get the immunity tracings here. We're kind of full on dwarven things, but the Rose's Thorn, I will gladly take that. I also have the Life Giver. Alright. Okay. So, first of all, let's just give Morgan this mirror thing.
What have you there? A mirror?
We talked about this mirror
It is-
a long time ago, Morgan.
Just the same as the mirror which Flemeth smashed on the ground so long ago. It is incredible that you found one so like it. I am uncertain what to say. You must wish something in return, certainly.
Don't be ridiculous, it's a gift, Morgan.
You say that as if I should be accustomed to such a thing. I have never received a gift. Not one which did not come at a price. I suppose I should say thank you for the gift. 'Tis most thoughtful. Truly.
Alright. Now then, as for Shale... Let's give you a small brilliant fire crystal. Large nature crystal. So now you're pretty much at this. Alright. Oh, that's right, we're gonna talk to you.
You look like you're not from around here.
Yeah, I could say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
I'm a mage myself.
Then I'm truly honored. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins? I can't even imagine.
We'd be happy to answer any questions, to be honest.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
You want to leave Orzammar?
I want to go to the Circle to study.
I assure you that desire will depart the moment you arrive.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I can bring the Circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcasts. Tell them I've already begun reading the Teventer Imperium's Verticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
It is...
Oh,
Dagna
I don't have my bags right now.
is
I'll
weird.
be waiting by my father's
But
shop.
she's also a really cool character. Also, train of thought. So basically, Orzammar here, a lot of fans like to compare this game to,
I shall do it.
Figures and ports. A lot of people like to compare the Dragon Age game to A Song of Ice and Fire, or A Game of Thrones if you people have only ever watched the TV show. Because of the general idea behind the tone. The character. The general idea behind the political maneuvering, the dark gothic fantasy tone. But that's never really more apparent anywhere else than in Orzammar, because jeez.
Lord Harrowmont is such a good, caring man. He'll make a great king.
Alright.
I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
Those some kind of shrine?
I don't know that word. This is a section of stone kept bare to receive our prayers. The stone gave rise to our people, and it is where their spirits return in death.
Maybe for your son.
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith Caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
Safe return, your son's missing?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
The Deep Roads?
The Deep Roads are where Darkspawn come from. They descend for miles into the earth, and we must patrol them constantly or be overrun. I lost my husband to them. If I lost my son the same way...
I'll look for him if you want.
How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself.
I'm a Grey Warden, that's what we do.
A warden? So you could do it?
Yeah, I could,
Only
pretty much.
wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers. Please, find me as soon as you return.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I'm gonna look for your son. A little bit later, though. Right now, I need to...
I don't even want to think from what manner of substance a cave-dwelling people would create their spirits.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Bhelen stands for.
Your allegiance to this Bhelen is clear. Why?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
You prove this, Cain. Some say Bhelen Cain's father.
Just as many say Harrowmont. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade.
Fair enough, so you prove this chaos.
Can't find ore without splitting some stone. My investments are solid, I'll be fine. The Assembly has done us a favor. They've shown just how loose the sand is under our feet. It opens people to change.
A blight's coming. Orzammar can't be divided, though.
Orzammar will decide what we can or can't be. Blight may be imminent on the surface, but our warriors are well seasoned against dark spawn. There will be topsiders left for trade. There's no end to you.
Alright, let's see what we got in your store.
I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
You know what? I like the fact that you're honestly only focused on Master, Silverite, and Grand Stamina. Fine by me. Arming Cap. The Shadows of the Empire. Standard regen in combat is not a bad thing. Silverhammer's Taskmasters. Oh, Evaders. Never mind. Alright. Mark. Alright. So at this point,
Blast it!
pretty much have to do this.
Yes.
Check out. Keep Cerebos here. Cerebos is our source of rune smithing.
Back to buy something, I hope. I want that surface wealth coming...
Alright. And Legnar here sells novice silverite runes. so let's buy 10 of those. Then we'll take those 10 novice runes to 10 journeyman runes. And we'll make 5 extra runes into that. Next, we'll use this. The Iron Enhancement GUI. In order to equip the Starfang with Grandmaster Silverite Rune, Master Silverite Rune, and Extra Silverite Rune. Because at this point in the game, Darkspawn are pretty much the only things left to directly fight, so making sure that these weapons here deal as much damage to the Darkspawn as possible is the important thing. And while I'm here, might as well put an extra paralysis rune on the Rose of Storm. Alright.
Vashaden.
Okay, so we don't really need Shale around for a good while. I know we just got laying on that really OP bow.
Yes.
Indeed.
Boots.
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
I didn't think dwarves believed in the Maker.
I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light.
Even in the very bowels of the earth, we hear no end of this chant.
And that is something to rejoice in, good sister. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Ooh, wow. Don't dwarves worship their ancestors or something?
There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. Yet the dwarves of Orzammar persist in worshipping their own forefathers.
This religious turmoil is very interesting from an in-universe perspective. It ultimately does mirror the very idea behind real-world theology and debates. So which makes you need to open a chantry?
The Shaper it controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memories' permission to open a prayer meeting.
The Shaper of Memories.
The Shaper of Memories controls the Shaperate, Orzamar's record system. Like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce.
Alright. Why adopting for you?
Oh, I'd hoped you'd say that. I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always.
If this chantry could help just one person as much as it helped me, it's worth any trouble.
Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Alright. And yeah, he'll move into this building right here after you make the chantry official. Okay. So, let's see.
Braska.
Yes!
It's kind of hard not to want to take Gorum with us, just because it's fun. It's kind of hard to not want to. So let's just go and visit, see what we need to learn with the plot first. Whew. What's up?
You have come at a difficult time. You have come at a difficult time.
News of the hour.
Four slots. That's actually pretty
He
sick.
refuses to comment in the assembly. Nothing I say is provably false.
A crier. Late days.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
Alright.
News of the hour, Lord Harrowmont.
Alright. Lights. Paragon of a kind.
Entrenched in the past. Mine is an honorable task, and I shall drown out anyone who claims otherwise.
The palace. So I guess the
After all
assembly.
this is over, I wouldn't mind getting a job here. I could sing, tell stories, help the king get items from high shelves.
Uh-huh. Alright. Well, Chamber of the Assembly.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Your mind is blown to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Bhelen's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Oh man. Gorum, is this familiar to you at all? Oh my god.
I'm sorry, an important debate is in progress. No one may enter.
Alright.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Bhelen. What news do you bring?
Alright, you know who I am.
It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and his Eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzamar's finest.
I need aid against the Blight.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Is there some way I can help?
My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harrowmont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Bhelen, he might be able to assist with your requests.
Alright. Then what do we need to do?
Harrowmont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helm. Harrowmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrowmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Tough girl. Where'd you get the promissory notes?
That's not important. If they ask,
I don't
say
like
you found
the
them while
sound of
searching
that.
the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
I'll find them right now.
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at tapsters in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Well, okay.
Very well.
Oh. Okay.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I speak with Lord Harrowmont.
In an ordinary time, Lord Harrowmont would be honored to meet you. Unfortunately, we've already caught more than one of Bhelen's spies approaching Harrowmont under a pretense of friendship. So I'm afraid I won't be able to take your word. If you want to speak to Harrowmont, you will need to prove he can trust you.
Alright. What do you want me to do? Denounce Bhelen publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Bhelen, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Bhelen is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Bhelen found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
So I mean, it's proving Harrowmont's name.
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Bhelen would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I'll enter the proving and see what others would draw.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the Proving Master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Beisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Alright, I think if you had someone in your party that would have outright questioned why you were only now paying attention to who you were helping. Alright. So we're just gonna do something most people don't necessarily bother trying with, and that's double-crossing a companion candidate. So we're gonna go looking for a Lord's Trust. But since we're here, we're also gonna go to the Shaper and get that chantry approved.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories? Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaper. What have we been reduced to?
Get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Alright. Shaper Callogher. There's Orta.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I, don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research? Looking to hire help?
Not exactly, but I'm looking for any birth records from the old Orton Tig. It fell in the last blight, and my mother's family claims to be related. If I'm an Orton, it means I'm noble. I'd have my own house, a seat in the assembly. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
I'm a Grey Warden, not afraid of deep roads.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Bhelen and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Alright, lost the memories. Let's see. Shaper. Ooh boy. Let's see here. Orzammar in politics. I don't really care about losing out on XP for not getting Codex books any longer. Like, we can get all the XP we want.
Hello.
The search for the true prophet and the glows of diligence.
It has begun.
Really, we're just getting all the... Oh my god. It would take someone forever to let's play this game if they were sincerely going to, like, sit there and, like, just read all this nonsense. Oh my god. It would probably murder any Let's Play.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not
agree
burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
Huh. So what is a Shaper of Memories?
The Shaperate guards Orzammar's knowledge. We have preserved in Lyrium all of the records of Dwarven history. The memories record all. They are how we know to which family a child owes life, how we trace lost Tigs. They ensure we forget nothing of our past, good or bad.
Alright. I would like your permission to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city.
Well, I come on behalf of Brother Burkle, a cleric of Raycliffe.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
What harm would it do to let him preach? The chantry's charities could greatly aid Orzammar.
What sort of charities do you mean?
The chantry cares for widow and orphans.
Traditionally, that is their extended family's responsibility, but sometimes people fall through the cracks. Very well. He may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Right. If you look at some of these papers for me.
These are Harrowmont lands promised here. But these are not the deals we approved at the Shaperit. Where did you get these?
That's not really important.
Whom are you protecting? It is a crime against the Shaperit to falsify legal documents.
The papers are forged.
Not entirely. There were 2 promised deals, but their terms differed significantly from what is presented here. It appears the scripter altered the dates and locations of the agreements to make them identical.
Thank you. I'll need to have a word with someone.
You are an outsider, Warden, but not outside the law. I hope you will not do anything to challenge the stability of Orzammar.
Right. Well, we could, but that's not super important.